In this video, we're gonna paint a few blocks. Hey, what did one complementary color say to the other? You look good. Oh, no, you look good. Hey guys, so this is Michael here. So in this video, we're gonna paint some of these individual stones on this dungeon tile. For this step of the painting process on the dungeon tile, you notice that we've already got our black base coat and the gray on here, and this is all dried. It's been actually a couple hours since my last video, the last step in this process, just because I wanted to grab lunch. So anyway, for this, we are going to change our color. So we are using earth stone in this, which is it's the same Pokorny paints that I have been using, and we are going to switch over to a little bit smaller brush. So if you remember, we used a number 6 on the first step. We used a number 4 for the second step, and now we are going to use a number 2 brush, just to get a little bit more control over this. So we don't, of course, want to paint every single one of these little stones. We just want to single some of them out. So we're just going to get a little bit of paint here. Doesn't need to be a ton, because we're not painting a ton of these stones. And what I like to do is I like to start by painting a few of the ones on the edge. And if you get too much paint, just use your brush or use your finger, just to wipe off a little bit of the excess. Remember that this stuff is pre-thinned. And then in each kind of level of the dungeon tiles, and there are really, to make a set like this, it's really 4 strips high. I want to paint across the whole width either 2 or 3 of these little stones. It doesn't have to be perfect coverage. Remember, because we're going to, we've got 2 more steps to go in and do 2 different dry brushing colors. It just needs to be the whole stone. And it needs to be even. You don't want to leave, when you do this step, you don't want to leave any of the gray show. I'm going to do one more here on the bottom. And you can see how I'm resting my hand on the piece. It helps me get a little bit more stability while I paint. don't forget your edges. And you'll notice that I'm not painting any of the large floor tiles down on the bottom. I leave those gray. So that's really all I want on the front side. So we're going to go ahead and flip around, and we're going to paint some of the tiles on the back. The back can be seen sometimes when you assemble your dungeon. You'll actually wind up using the back of one of these tiles as a wall. So you want to treat it just like the face of a dungeon tile, and by face I mean the inside. This little one here in the corner. You can see how little paint that we use in this process. It's just a little bit on our brush. All right, our last side here. Now you could do as few of these little stones or as many as you want. I keep it to just a few in each section, because I don't want it to look overly done and have it look like a sandstone wall instead of a stone wall. And you could also vary your color if you want. And you could do several different colors of brown, but I've never found it necessary. So there's our last side right there. I think that that just doing the one gives it enough, and once you get the dry brush on here, you really can't tell. And I think I'm gonna do one more stone in here. I think we're gonna do this one. Yeah, that looks good. So now that we've got these stones painted, we're going to let that tile sit and dry, and the next step will be to do our first dry brush over the whole piece, which will kind of unify the colors. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Leave me a comment if you have any questions.
Remember, if you like our video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see more great videos like this.